fans coming in droves here at the Big A, fresh off a series victory against the Cleveland Indians, and tonight it is game one against the visiting Chicago White Sox. Hi everyone, from inside the Big A, we welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on My 13. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner Mark Goobs, and talking about this series against the Cleveland Indians. You go back to Mother's Day yesterday afternoon, and a terrific come-from-behind victory. The Angels scoring 3 times in that 8th inning.
Well, Cleveland's a scrappy team, and of course the Angels had to scrap some runs across there to be able to win that game yesterday. Of course, Howie starts it off with a great inside-out approach, hits that ball to right field, gets it by Chu in right, and ends up with a double. All of a sudden, you got the momentum going. Infield hit by Trouble. Then this chopper right off the plate scores, Howie, by Peter Borges. All of a sudden, you think you're in business. And then Eric Ivar, just a great swing right here. Pitch it was up. Joe Schmidt, the sinker bar. Back-to-back balls off the plate, this time up, drives it to left center field, and it gives him that victory. Of course, Jordan Walden was able to finish that off with some good gas he had working there too, but a big victory and a big series victory against Cleveland.
Yeah, it was great to see Jordan Walden pick up this save after battling through that 9th inning, giving up a run. And of course, the biggest thing coming out of yesterday's victory was the fact that Mike Scioscia picked up career win number 1,000.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a guy that absorbs all the negative and of course all the positives. He lets his teams have some fun. But I'll tell you what, right there, Scioscia's pretty quick. I never see him get away from home plate on a wild pitch that quickly. But he's did 1,000 victories, all with the same club. Came over here from the Dodger organization, been outstanding, a world champion, been to the playoffs time and time again because of the fact he's a positive guy. The players love playing for him, and he wins.
I asked Scioscia about that chasing of Torrey Hunter. He said if he had an extra 100 yards, he would have caught him. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Ervin Santana going for the Halos. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. And by American Airlines. Life can take you almost anywhere, and that's exactly where American Airlines flies. For flights to over 250 cities and 40 countries, book your travel now at AA.com. Beautiful shot high above the Big A. Game one of this three-game set between the White Sox and the Angels. The Halos at 20-15. First place in the West, two-game lead over Texas and Oakland. The White Sox, on the other hand, they're fifth in the American League Central, 10 games back of the Cleveland Indians. It's the lineup that Ozzy's running out there. Juan Pierre is in left. Alexei Ramirez the shortstop. Adam Dunn is the DH. Paul Konerko's been swinging a red-hot bat all year. He's at first. Carlos Quinton in right. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. Alex Rios coming on a little bit more here of late. Gordon Beckham continues to struggle. He's at second. And Brent Morel is the third baseman batting ninth. Taking on the right-hander Ervin Santana with a 1-3 record and a 4.43 ERA. He's pitched much better the last two times out.
Well, I'll tell you what, that last game out against Boston, which the way he was going, he looked like he had no-hit stuff. 4 innings of no-hit baseball, 7 punch-outs during that stint. Great fastball, even better slider.
Juan Pierre takes a fastball in for a strike to start the ball game. Pierre, a 260 average on the year. No home runs, 9 runs batted in. He's got a couple of doubles, 1 triple. As he pulls this one to the right side. Trumbo thought about going after it, but Amarista has it. And Pierre's retired for the first out. We'll take a look at the defense for the Angels behind Ervin Santana in this ball game. In the outfield, you've got Wells in left, Borges in center, Hunter is in right. In the infield, Kayaspo and Ibar on the left side, Amarista and Trumbo on the right side. Hank Conger getting the start behind the plate. No Meister Sturis, no Howie Kendrick tonight.
And even Ervin got a ground ball there to start the game. More of a fly ball pitcher. Peter Borges, a lot of ground to cover in center field. Should be active tonight. He's been outstanding in that position this year.
Alexei Ramirez with a no ball, 1 strikeout. Ervin not messing around, just coming right after guys. It's quickly 0-2. Ramirez hitting .244 with 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Check this swing. He went around. Brian Gorman rings him up. And just like that, 2 very quick outs. First punch out for Ervin.
Well, the big thing when you look for Ervin Santana, we just mentioned the fact he threw the ball so well in Boston last time out, but his pace of the game. A great slider there. When you're ahead of the count like that, a guy that's a free swinger in Ramirez, good opportunity to expand the strike zone. He did so with a sharp slider.
Well, you remember that game against Boston was that 2-hour, 35-minute rain delay. That's why he and Josh Beckett did not return. They were the starters in that game. But the 7 strikeouts, fantastic outing for him through 4 innings as Adam Dunn takes up and away. And he did have no-hit stuff. Even guys from the Red Sox were talking about that. Well, we hung out in that press box. Is done. Fouls it off the left. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Little do people know we were doing a lot of planning for that extra inning.
We knew it. We knew it was going to take some time.
Yep.
At that point, it lost all 6 games to the Red Sox this year, but then all of a sudden win that extra inning game and kill them the next day.
2 balls and a strike on Adam Dunn. Tough transition to the American League thus far. 167 average, 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Having to deal with the appendectomy about a month ago. Missed about 5 to 7 days thereabouts. He said himself that he probably came back a little quicker than he should have. And Dunn draws the 2-out walk.
I think the big adjustment you make if you're a power hitter from the National League, you're so used to getting fastballs in fastball counts in the American League. You're going to get a changeup, a curveball, slider when you're ahead of the count as a hitter, and that's the adjustments he has to make. Certainly been consistent throughout his career as far as the power numbers.
So the 2-out walk to Adam Dunn, and that means Ervin has to face the best hitter the White Sox have to offer in this lineup, Paul Konerko. Matched a career high 5 hits yesterday. Takes the breaking ball in for a strike, hitting .323 on the year. 8 home runs, 27 runs batted in. That ties him first in the American League. Adam Lynn, the Toronto Blue Jays, also with 27 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. This one hit sharply to short, a one-hopper. Amaris is at second. They'll force out Dunn. That'll end the top of the first. No runs, no hits, one left on. The Angels coming up in the bottom of the first with no score. The first inning. Take a look at the lineup that will be supporting him this evening. The Angels at 20 and 15 have Eric Ibar back in the leadoff spot at shortstop. Bobby Abreu is the DH. Torrey Hunter had the quasi-day off yesterday. He's back in right field, batting third. Alberto Callaspo makes his second start in the cleanup spot. He's at third base. Vernon Wells in the 5-hole in left field. Hank Conger gets a start behind the plate. Mark Trumbull batting seventh at first. Alexi Amarista with the start at second. And Peter Borges batting ninth and playing center field. Taking on the 27-year-old, dare I say, journeyman now, Edwin Jackson. He's been around a little bit. 2-4 mark at a 4.98 ERA.
Well, every time he goes to the mound, you think he has the potential for a no-hitter, and he has one in his career. 90 to 95 on the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. It's all about that feel for his slider. Will determine what kind of a game he's going to have tonight. Gets a little quick with that pitch.
A 1-ball, no strike count here on Ibar. This one's hitting the air towards left field. Pierre coming on and plays a shallow left. He'll make the catch for the first out. Let's take a look at the defense for the White Sox here this evening. Pierre's in left, Rios in center, Quentin is in right. Morel and Ramirez on the left side of the infield combined for 9 errors so far this year. Beckham and Konerko on the right side. And the veteran A.J. Przinsky, an Angel favorite, is behind the plate.
Jordan Beckham's been pretty solid for him at second base so far, showing some pretty good range. No errors so far in 31 games. Very good as far as turning a double play also from that second base position.
Jackson to face Bobby Abreu here with 1 out, nobody on. The first pitch fastball is down low. Bobby at 3 for 11 series against Cleveland. His average at 264, 1 home run, 16 RBIs. 0 for his last 6, however. And again, trying to draw Morel in. Takes a strike here, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The veteran Brian Gorman calling the balls and strikes this evening. Been around a while. 1-1 pitch in tight. It is 2-1. Tony Randazzo is at first base. Dan Bellino at second. Larry Vanover at third. Veteran crew.
We have these guys on the last road trip.
2-1, chopped on the ground to the right side. Beckham has it, and Abreu is out number 2. So 2 quick outs here, and here comes Torrey Hunter. The Angels had this umpiring crew when the Red Sox were here at the Big A. As Torrey takes a fastball in for a strike. Torrey 1 for 9 so far on the homestand. 239 average. 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Got in the game late as a defensive replacement in the 8th inning. Ended up getting an at-bat in the 8th.
grounded out. So 0 for 1 game yesterday.
Torrey with some real good numbers against Jackson. .429 batting average, including 3 home runs.
He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and a strike. Jackson has 43 1/3 innings pitched this year. Prior to this start, 49 hits allowed, 34 strikeouts, 18 walks as Torrey takes that pitch up and in. And it's 3 balls and a strike. A former 6th round selection by the Dodgers in 2001.
Well, I may remember he had his first start, got his first win against Randy Johnson.
This one out to right field. Carlos Quentin coming on. He'll make the catch, and Jackson has himself a 1-2-3 first inning. One of the books here at the Big A, no score. Carlos Quentin to lead things off for the White Sox against Irvin Santana, who picked up a strikeout, issued a walk. Got 1 ground ball out, 2 ground ball outs actually. Fielder's choice by Paul Konerko to end the inning. Quentin Pierzynski Rios for the White Sox. 13-22 to start the year. Carlos takes a strike. Many thought that Chicago, with the acquisition of Adam Dunn, the re-signing of Paul Konerko and A.J. Pierzynski, were primed to kind of run away with the American League Central as Quentin pops this one up behind the plate. Conger will give it a look, but it's going to land in the seats, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, they started off so well, then they had a couple leads late in some of the games at the beginning part of the season and lost those leads and ended up losing games, and all of a sudden their defense went away from them. The offense has been inconsistent. Ozzy's been real happy. A big thing for them. They're getting some great starting pitching, but that's about it for them so far.
0-2 lifts it in the air to shallow right. Amarista going out. Torrey coming in. Amarista calls for it. He'll make the catch. And there's the first out of the second inning. Hey, fans, be sure to vote your favorite Angels to the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix this summer. Voting is now open and available at Angels.com. Don't miss your opportunity to vote in players like Howie Kendrick, Torrey Hunter, Bobby Abreu, and many more. Do that at Angels.com. You can vote up to, 25 times online?
Yeah. Can you show me how to get online then?
It's this cool thing called the internet.
Seriously.
So, here's A.J. Pierzynski, takes a strike. Pierzynski hitting .226 with a home run, 11 runs batted in. This one is ripped into right field, a base hit. Torrey over to cut it off. They'll hold Pierzynski to a 1-out knock. We're talking about the White Sox and the struggles that they have had. You mentioned the quick start, the struggles that they had in their bullpen. Sergio Santos certainly done a nice job of closing out games of late. But offensively, they've really struggled. .243 team average, 10th in the American League. They're 10th in runs scored, 11th in slugging, 9th in on-base percentage. And on top of that, they're 9th overall in ERA. Their starting pitching has been pretty good. 10-17 and a 3.87 ERA. Very respectable. for the starting staff, but that bullpen has been shaky, at least through that first month of the season.
Yeah, I talked to Greg Walker, their hitting coach, today about their offense and their inconsistencies. And he said right now they're finally starting to have better approaches at the plate. The results aren't necessarily there yet, but better approaches, and he feels more comfortable with the way they're attacking and fighting in the batter's box.
It seems like we were having this conversation about the White Sox just about this time last year, too. They were scuffling going into mid-May. All the talk about Kenny Williams. We were actually in Chicago. Kenny Williams had that manager's meeting, or the team meeting in the dugout. This one popped out to shallow center. Ibar will make the catch, and there are 2 outs. Matter of fact, one of the things that happened after Kendrys broke his ankle is the speculation of, well, the White Sox right now are scuffling. What about going out and getting Paul Konerko, who at that time was a free agent to be?
Yeah, and the thing is, with veterans like they have on this club right now, you just know at some point they're going to turn it around. They're going to start hitting the ball better. The weather's going to get warm in Chicago, which would certainly help out their offensive attack. I mean, when you have a guy like Ozzie Guillen as your manager, I mean, he's always going to have these guys pushing to the limit. And these guys are going to play hard. They're going to figure out a way to turn it around. And I still think they're going to be competitive, not certainly a team that's going to make some noise by the end.
Gordon Beckham making some noise here on the first pitch from Irvin Santana. It's a 2-run home run, his 3rd of the year. The White Sox take a quick 2-0 lead. Beckham came in batting .222 and .174 over his last 27 games. Got a pitch right in his wheelhouse.
Man, when he first came up, that was the pitch he was going to be able to drive. He looks for something on the inner half and turns on it. When he was struggling there for a while this season, he was going inside out with that pitch. He said this time we got the bat head out. That ball got out in a hurry. It's his 3rd home run this year.
A 2-out home run, bases clear for Morel, who takes a strike. Morel hitting .229, 8 runs batted in as he pops this one up to shallow right. Amarista again going out. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning. 3 pop-up outs, but the base hit to Brzezinski. The 2-run home run to Gordon Beckham puts the White Sox up 2-0. Second, Gordon Beckham with his 3rd home run of the year off Irvin Santana. Here at the bottom of the 2nd inning, the Angels send up Callaspo, Wells, and Conger against Edwin Jackson, who had a 1-2-3 first inning. Second stint for Alberto in that cleanup spot. Hit a 4-for-9 series against Cleveland. Hitting .291, a couple of home runs, 13 runs batted in. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. This ripped into right field, a base hit. Leadoff man on board for the Angels, and here comes Vernon Wells.
See how quickly the offense can respond to that home run by Beckham. Jackson a fastball. Brzezinski wanted that ball down, but it ends up middle of the plate. Callaspo turns on it. It's a base hit and right. Good start for the offense. You know, though Callaspo is not necessarily a stolen base threat, could see some movement. Jackson's got a quick move to first, but not particularly quick to the plate. He's allowed 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts this year.
A.J. Brzezinski has thrown out 2 of 21 would-be base stealers. And Vernon takes a fastball up high, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Vernon yesterday went 0 for 4, but reached on that critical error by Adam Everett in that 6th inning with 2 outs. He scored 1 of the 3 runs. His average down to 179, 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Research done by the Angels PR staff. This is the lowest batting average through May the 8th that Vernon has had in his career. His previous low was 203 back in 2005. That season, however, he finished up with a 269 average, 28 home runs, and 97 runs batted in.
That's run production. Home runs, RBI, that's what you want out of him.
He was on that fastball.
He almost had that run production there.
And he also ended up with a 359 on base percentage that year as well. So when a guy, especially a veteran, has scuffled as much as Vernon has to the first 5-6 weeks of the season, you look for the positives. You try to get him going. You have benchmarks in which he has obviously hit in his career. He lays off that pitch. It's 3 balls and a strike.
Bottom line is, if you're a veteran player and you can tap into your past successes, you're going to be okay. Now, if you're a youngster coming up and you're struggling, you really have no foundation to be able to say, okay, I'm going to turn this around. And, of course, the organization is less likely to be patient with you.
He's ahead of the count at 3 balls and a strike with Callaspo at first and nobody out here in the second. Halos down 2-0. Vernon taps this one foul. It's a full count. Kind of a cool night here.
You know, it almost feels like the fall still. We're still waiting for that warmer weather. I guess it's coming in later in the week when we go on the road.
To Texas.
Yes, where it's going to be quite cool, I'm sure.
Upper 80s, maybe even touch 90 in Texas. Full count here on Wells. Callaspo goes, and Wells pulls this one into left field, a base hit. Alberto will stop at second. Pierre gets the baseball back in. Back-to-back hits for the Halos to start the second inning.
Pierre playing pretty shallow in left field. Generally a guy you're going to try to take that extra base. Covers a lot of ground, but doesn't necessarily have that strong arm in the outfield. And a good approach there for Vernon. You can see some more consistent swing, tracking the baseball much better. Being able to go inside out, hit the ball to right field of late, turning on pitches that need to be turned on also.
Situationally, the Angels much better with men in scoring position in the series against Cleveland. Overall, the Angels at 308. Men in scoring position yesterday, 6 for 13. Hank had 2 hits yesterday. Takes a fastball up high. Hitting .300 on the year, 3 home runs, 11 runs batted in. One of his home runs, a 3-run shot in Chicago that Saturday game that was on national TV. It had rain delay. 1-0. Conger fouls it off to the left.
He had a pretty good swing at that 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
One from Jackson. This one hit well out to deep left center field. Playable for Rios. He's got a pretty decent arm. Callaspo at the bag. Tags and will stop there. And all of a sudden he's run himself possibly into a double play. Vernon Wells already standing at second. Bad decision by Alberto Callaspo. No business whatsoever even thinking about going to third. And the minute he broke, it forced Vernon Wells to break at first base. And There's 2 outs and a man in scoring position.
Especially when you're halfway between second and third and then stopping. I mean, Vernon has no choice. He's going at that point. See him tagging up. Then all of a sudden stops. And the ball's already at the shortstop. And Vernon's already going. There's no way you can stop at that point if you're Vernon Wells. At least you're in scoring position. But that's a decision you don't want to make at this point. You have a chance to score some runs. Of course, Mike will talk to Callaspo about that. Rios, you mentioned he's got a good arm in the outfield.
Well, Vernon in scoring position for Mark Trumbo. Swings and misses first pitch. It's 0-1. That's a good way to run yourself out of an inning.
Well, this is when you look for somebody, one of your teammates, to pick you up, and hopefully Trumbo will get a base hit. Pick up Callaspo for that decision to try to go to third and then stop.
Vernon with a big lead at second. Trumbo chops it over to third. Morel backs up on it. Long throw cross, and they got him at first. Trumbo almost legged it out. And just like that, the inning comes to an end. 2 in the books here at the Big A. White Sox still on top 2-0. Up 2-0. The Angels blowing a possible golden opportunity. Back-to-back hits to open the second, but didn't do anything against Edwin Jackson. Juan Pierre, the leadoff man, takes his strike. He grounded out to lead off the game, so he's 0 for 1. That pitch missed inside. And the count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Pierre, Ramirez, and done here against Irvin. Gave up 2 hits in the second, including Gord Beckham's 3rd home run of the year. 1-1. Slapped into left field. Vernon Wells got a good jump and will make the running catch for the first out. Hey, tomorrow the Angels host the White Sox at 7:05. It's the day you have all been waiting for. All fans in attendance will receive the Angels wrestling mask courtesy of Cacique. Guinness World Records will also be on hand as Angel fans will set another world record. Fairly confident. Purchase your tickets at the Big A ticket office or visit angels.com. The world famous wrestling match as Alexi Ramirez lines out to Amarisa for the second down of the inning.
You looking forward to that one tomorrow to be part of another record?
Well, there is nothing more that you and I could do to promote the mask. I mean,
I have to admit you're right.
Our jobs are done.
Now it's up to the fans, the people.
The masses.
Yes.
2 outs for Adam Dunn, who takes ball 1 outside. Take a look at our Bank of America player profile on Adam Dunn. 354 home runs in his first 10 seasons. Got that Pujols, Eddie Matthews, Ralph Kiner.
Pretty good company he's in.
Yep. Irvin falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes.
Great power. He will strike out, but he does walk a lot, so he's on base. But, you know, the run production's all there for him.
2-1. Did draw the walk in the first inning. Was forced out to end the first.
Still hard to believe he was going to be a quarterback, or was he a quarterback in college?
Went to the University of Texas. Left after his freshman year.
Can you imagine an option there? Try to tackle him.
Option. You think he was running the option? As Dunn hammers one to deep right field. Torrey pulls up, and that one's going to go off the wall. Dunn will stop at first with a long single.
I guess that answers the question. He was throwing it.
Yeah. you see that big man running the wishbone?
It'd be worth the price of admission to see that.
Barry Switzer would have had him at Oklahoma if that were the case.
Well, another fastball, similar to location to A.J. Brzezinski. Well, you want to make sure with big, powerful, strong hitters like that, you want to get inside on their hands. You don't want to leave a pitch out over the plate.
That ball possibly a home run at U.S. Cellular Field.
It is a home run at that ballpark. Great carry to right center field, that jet stream.
Nighttime here, a little bit different. There's Paul Konerko with 2 outs. Takes inside. Konerko rolled into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Erdman did not pitch in that series against the White Sox. The Angels were in Chicago. Although this is the 12th appearance for Erdman against the Sox in his career. 11th start.
Well, he was fantastic against them last year in 15 innings, only 1 earned run.
Drops a breaking ball in there, 1-2. Faced him in Chicago July 8th of last year, went 8 innings. Allowed 1 run, 3 hits. Had 2 starts against them last year. 15 total innings, 1 earned run. Long hold. Dunn's not going anywhere. The White Sox, an interesting case study in the stolen base category. Konerko lines one and off the glove of Callaspo to left field. Dunn will round second and stop there. And Konerko has a base hit. Back-to-back hits for the White Sox here in the third. With 2 outs, brings up Carlos Quentin.
Almost able to make the play just off the top of the glove. Callaspo, as Konerko continues to swing the bat well. Even his first at bat, he hit that ball hard to shortstop for an out. Fielder's choice after that 5-hit game yesterday.
Just to finish up the thought on the stolen bases for the White Sox, 19 stolen bases this year. They've been caught 19 times. Quentin swings and misses on the breaking ball. It's 0-1. Carlos popped out into shallow right field in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Chicago this year with men in scoring position, a .262 average. Another slider, another swing and a miss, 0-2. At this point, you would think that throw one that starts on the corner of the plate, let it break off the plate.
If you see a guy swinging a pitch like that, you have to throw that pitch.
0-2, hit in the air toward right center field. And that's going to bring home at least 1. Borges has it. Konerko on to third. Dunn will score. Quinn's trying to go to second. The relay, not in time. 3-0 Chicago.
Well, that's a slider that backed up on Irvin. He had plenty of opportunity to expand the zone, but ended up getting too much of the plate. You have a guy that's chasing pitches in the dirt. You have a perfect opportunity to throw it even further away, but this one backed up on him. Well, it almost looked like a split finger fastball, but it spun back. Well, too much to the plate there for Irvin. He's got to get back right here. Try to keep this game close.
He's given up 3 straight hits now, 2 singles and a double with 2 outs. Quentin picking up his 14th double, his 19th run batted in. And Brzezinski rolls one foul. It's 0-1. AJ had a base hit in the second, so he's 1 for 1. That base hit for Brzezinski in the second, snapping his over 12 as he lifts a lazy pop-up over to third. Kayaspo to foul territory, makes the catch. That'll end the inning with the White Sox tack on a run on 3 hits. We head to the bottom of the third. Chicago leads at 3-0. Sox 3-0 here in the bottom of the third. 8, 9, and 1. Due up for the Halos. Amarista, Borges, and Ibar. It's Edwin Jackson. No strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. They both came back-to-back to start off the second, but a fly ball double play, base running gaff by Kayaspo, and then Trumbo grounded out as Amarista takes up high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Alexei hitting just 182, 2 for 11 in his big league career. He's over his last 6, however. Remember, he got to start in left field a couple of nights ago, made that fantastic catch in deep left. Back at his normal second base. 1-1 pitch is high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And the bottom line is when a guy is struggling this season like Edwin Jackson is, you got to reapply pressure right now. You got to get right back in the game. Don't let him get comfortable. He's been hit around very hard his last 3 games.
Boy, Amarista gives this one a ride to straightaway center field, but wrong place to hit it tonight as Rios tracks it down for the first out.
He's given up, what, 17 earned runs in his last 16 2/3 innings pitched, so he has struggled. But when you have that type of stuff he has and you start build confidence, when you get a lead and start getting some outs and some mistakes are made, all of a sudden he becomes that much more hard to be able to put some good at bats against.
He was very good his last time out. That was on May the 3rd against the Minnesota Twins as Borges takes a strike. The only problem is that he went up against Francisco Liriano, who threw a no-hitter. He gave up 1 run in his 8 innings in that start against the Twins. Borges swinging a miss, and it's 0-2.
The old hang with him?
That is, there's no doubt about it, to hang with him.
How would that give up 1 run and think you got a W under the belt?
He walked 1 and struck out 2 in that game. Borges goes down swinging out of breaking balls from Jackson. There are 2 outs. First strikeout for Edwin. Back to the top of the order now, and Eric Ibar. Ibar hit a fly ball to left in the bottom of the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Two for 4 yesterday, double and RBI. Takes a strike here. You wonder if the Angels will try to take advantage at some point of Paul Konerko at first base. The veteran doesn't move as well as he once did at first. Ibar takes that one down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. try to drop some bunts, get some movement going.
You have to try to do that. You get them out of their comfortable positions. Especially create opportunities, get base runners, steal bags.
2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, if Eric can lay off that pitch this year, it's going to be a fun year for him.
Well, he's been fantastic in the field also. Hitting the ball very well. You mentioned that, laying off that breaking pitch down and in.
Rolls over this one. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Again, got to fight your way back in this game. Again, the Angels find themselves behind at home. You don't want to fall too far behind. You want to get the offense rolling once again. 11 times already in the home games been behind early in the game.
We got him with the breaking ball. A couple of strikeouts for Edwin Jackson. Second time he sat the Angels down in order. 3 in the books. White Sox still lead it. Sox. 2-run home run by Gordon Beckham in the second. A 2-out RBI double by Carlos Quentin in the third. Urban Santana still 1 strikeout, 1 walk, both coming in the first inning. Facing the bottom third of the order here, Alex Rios chops the first one foul. It's no balls and a strike. Rios, Beckham, and Morel. Rios popped out to Ibar in the second. So he's 0 for 1. That was the second down of that inning, and then Beckham saw the first pitch, hammered it over the fence in left field to put the White Sox up early. One and 2. Rios off to a slow start this year. Was hitting 155 until a little spurt of late in which he went 11 for 24 to raise his average to 213. And with a slider, misses down and away.
I often wonder with that movement in Rios' hands and how low he keeps them in his approach to the baseball, how difficult it would be for him to catch a good high fastball.
This one grounded over to third base. Kayaspa to his left. There's out number 1. Kids join the Angels for the 3rd annual youth baseball camp here at Angels Stadium on May the 21st. Get the opportunity to take batting practice, pitch in the bullpen, field balls, and more. Each participant will also receive an Angels hat and 4 tickets to a future Angels game. Space is limited, so sign up today at angels.com/RBI League. And of course, the proceeds will benefit the Angels RBI League. And I think that weekend happens to be when Interleague begins as Beckham takes a strike. I think the Atlanta Braves are in town that weekend.
Well, Atlanta's been playing some pretty good baseball.
Yeah.
Won that series in Philadelphia. There's some good young players. Freddie Freeman, Hayward, Chipper Jones is back playing. Dan Uggla at second base. They got some hitters in that lineup along with some good starting pitching.
0-2 pitch bounces into dirt, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wait till you see Dan Unckling's uniform. Did you watch the game last night?
No. I listened to it. Like his uni?
It's right out of the 1970s NBA. Short and tight. Two balls, 2 strikes here on Beckham. Morel on deck. I guess if you got the pipes,
yeah,
show them off, right?
Yeah, got to. Roll up the sleeves.
Two on its way. Beckham takes inside, a full count. Irvin still looking for that first 1-2-3 inning. It started off that way in the third, retiring the first 2. And then Dunn, Konerko, and Quinn with 3 consecutive hits. This one off the end of the bat. Reset and do it again at 3-2.
Also, Beckham hit his home run when there was 2 outs also, man on first. So again, just to have that mindset of finishing off the inning. Don't relax once you get those first 2 outs. We'll go to a slider here.
Got him swinging. Down goes Beckham, 2 outs. That's the one you were hoping for against Carlos Quentin.
Plenty of opportunity to throw that. You can even go further away, but that had a backup spin to it against Quentin, but that was the perfect location against Beckham to get a swing and miss. Stayed on top. Tighter rotation of the baseball also hitting the spot with that pitch.
Irvin is getting ahead of guys. 14 of 17 hitters. First pitch strikes. Make that 15 of 18. Brent Morel takes strike 1. Morel popped out Tamarista in the second, so he's 0 for 1. Great numbers last year in the minor leagues. He grounds this one toward the hole. Callaspo cuts it off. Sidearm throw to first. They get Morel, and there's Irvin's first 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Chicago still leads at 3-0. Bank of America, setting opportunity in motion in Los Angeles to help our community and economy. Angels getting ready to send up 2, 3, and 4 here in the 4th inning. Abreu, Hunter, and Callaspo gets Edwin Jackson coming off his second 1-2-3 inning. He's retired the side in order in the 1st and 3rd, including a couple strikeouts in the 3rd inning. Bobby 0 for 1. He grounded out to Beckham in the 1st. And again, showing bunt. Morel is playing deep at 3rd and off the line, so figure that's the 2nd time that Bobby's done it, just to try to keep Morel honest. I would imagine that Bobby would do it if given the opportunity. 1-0 pitch. That's 1-1.
He gets down the baseline very well still, so if he gets that ball down at all to the 3rd base side, he's going to beat that out. Little smile on his face.
Is there a happier guy at the plate?
1-1.
Foul is played. It's 1-2.
Unless The umpire calls a strike on him.
The best was the 13th inning in Boston when about 150 fans were left and they were all yelling at Bobby, quit smiling. He couldn't help but smile. And then he got the base hit.
And he was really smiling.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, the good old days.
How long ago was that?
Just last week. 2-2 from Jackson. Bobby lines one towards Jordan. Ramirez can't get it. It's a base hit. And the leadoff man is on board. Ramirez was shading Bobby to pull. So he had to go to his right and couldn't make the play.
One thing is with Bobby, he's so confident. Even when he has 2 strikes, he's going to be able to hit the ball hard, and that's what he was able to do in this at bat. First pitch, fastball away, tracked it. This one down the middle, he thought he had a good chance to be able to bunt that ball, then swings it a slider down and in. Another slider took it. And he gets a fastball that's elevated and hits a ball hard in the left center field. Just that good approach. Didn't try to do too much with that pitch. Served it up the middle.
3rd hit for the Angels in this game. Here's Torrey Hunter. He takes down low. Torrey 0 for 1. He lined out to Carlos Quentin in right field.
You know, again, Victor, a lot of times when a hitter, a good hitter, a veteran hitter like a Bobby Abreu, even if you fake bunt, you can track the baseball well. All of a sudden, you see the type of plane that fastball is going to move, or the kind of a cut that slider is going to have on it. This is a good way to track the baseball by doing that.
Bobby takes off. The pitch is inside to third out for Brzezinski. Not in time. A stolen base for Abreu. Little swipe tag by Beckham trying to sell it. Bobby picks up his 5th bag of the year.
He had a pretty good jump. Actually, Brzezinski threw that ball pretty well. See that jump? A good pitch to be able to catch and throw. That's a great release by Brzezinski.
And Torrey ahead of the count at 2 balls, no strikes. 2-1. Callaspo on deck. Wells to follow. Two one, fouled off the right. 2-2. Like a backup slider.
That's what we've been told. He's been getting underneath that slider at times. When the wrist flattens out, that's where you have a backup effect on that pitch. You want to stay on top of the baseball to have a downward action on your slider.
He went around. There's that slider again. It backed up on him, and Torrey chased it. 3rd strikeout for Jackson, the first out here in the 4th.
Well, you see Brzezinski setting up away, but ended up backup action on that breaking ball. Got away with one, but sometimes when those pitches are not located well like that, and that type of action, you will get the swing like that against them.
Callaspo 1 for 1. He had a base hit to right field the 2nd. Takes a strike. Jackson very economical with his pitches thus far. Just 47 thrown. 28 for strikes. Bobby still leading off at 2nd.
Well, when you get an angle like this against Edwin Jackson, you almost have an idea that you can almost see the grip he's going to have on the baseball as a hitter looking at him, because it is that between his glove and his wrist, you can see where there's movement on the baseball. And sometimes you give away what pitch you're going to throw.
Callaspo chases the breaking ball, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
And the bottom line, if you're a pitcher, you want to make sure you have that deception as much as possible. Hitters get a chance. Sometimes you'll do certain things with the wrist. If you're going to cup the baseball like that, sometimes you're going to throw a breaking ball straight up with your hand, your wrist, you're going to throw a fastball.
0-2 rolled over to first. Konerko has it. 2 outs. Abreu advances to 3rd. It'll be up to Vernon Wells here to drive in the Angels' first run. The man at third base, 2 outs. Vernon had a base hit his first time up in the second. So 1-for-1 game so far. The White Sox with 3 runs on 5 hits. They've left 3 on. The Angels, no runs, 3 hits, 1 man left on base.
Elected to go from the full windup here with a man on third and 2 outs.
Breaking ball is low.
Well, eventually one of those breaking pitches, either he's throwing more of a, trying to change speeds on that slider. He's going to get hurt with that pitch eventually today. When you keep throwing those over the middle part of the plate, it's going to be a slider once again.
That's down to there. Much better, more of a strikeout type pitch, but you're right. It's not, you hear that overhand curveball, that get it over curveball that some guys have. It's as if he's trying to throw a get it over slider.
And a hanging slider gets hit further than any other pitch. So if you make a mistake with that, that's when you get into trouble, when you try to just finesse that slider instead of throwing a nasty one.
2-1, grounded toward third. Morel knocks it down, and Vernon may have hurt himself coming out of the batter's box. That'll end the inning. Ended up walking up the line. Question is, it looks like he's grabbing that right upper leg area, perhaps the groin, so we'll have to check him out. Through 4, 3-0 White Sox. White Sox go back to that at bat for Vernon Wells. Got a fastball there, and right on the swing.
Well, right away you could tell. Back leg, upper part of his leg, and Amarista moved over to left field, and Howie Kendrick at second base now. Well, you hope he's all right after that type of swing, because it looked like initially it may have been fouled off his foot.
Third plate appearance for Juan Pierre in this game. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, a fly ball to left. And it looked like while he was talking to A.J. Pierzynski, talking about Vernon now, kind of reaching for the top part of the quad, perhaps the groin area, which is not a good place to get hurt. Painful, and it takes a while. This one lifted out toward left. Amarista gives way to Borges, who calls him off. There's out number 1.
Certainly in this situation, Peter Borges as your center fielder takes control of any fly ball, but with Amarista, not a lot of experience out in the outfield. You're always going to take anything you can get to at this point and communicate loud enough where Amarista gets out of the way and allows you to make that play.
went back and looked at Vernon's injury history. Guys, you know, he's been on the disabled list 4 times in his career. The first one being a strained right groin back in 01. The other ones were calf, the labrum, and then he had the left wrist fracture that happened in 2008. So now, there are some guys you can sit there and say year in, year out, they're probably going to get hurt at some point, whether it's a hamstring or something. That hasn't been the case. As this one shot into right field, a base hit with 1 out. Ramirez will stop at first.
He had a little tweak in his hamstring, remember, at the end of spring training this year, but he told us flat out it was not a big issue for him. He'd be fine. But obviously, you know, especially gets a base hit, he hit that ball hard there and unable to run down the line. It's something significant.
So Ramirez on at first. Adam Dunn at the plate. 1 for 1. He had a walk in the first, had a base hit, a run scored in the third. His base hit off the base of the wall in right field. Quick throw over. Ramirez is back.
2 stolen bases.
Ramirez 13 stolen bases last year, caught 8 times.
And I think they're going to press the issue with Irvin. 7 stolen bases against him this year. None have been thrown out yet. So 7 for 7. Allowed 36 stolen bases last year.
Dunn hammers one foul. No balls and a strike. As Hawk Harrelson would say, right size, wrong shape.
Yeah, he probably would.
0-1 pitch. Missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Irvin walked Dunn on 4 pitches in the first inning. Halos played down the pull. Just missed in. 2-1.
Well, that's a pretty good pitch.
Yep.
That's exactly where you want to pitch, Adam Dunn. You want to get it in on the hands. Similar to Jim Thome has a similar type of approach where he has the bat out like that as he prepares to get himself in hitting position.
Strike on the outside corner. Aren't they all just copying Ichiro?
Yeah, probably. You want to be Ichiro.
Two. Check to swing. No, he went around. Brian Gorman rings him up. And he called it a strike. Not on the swing. Down goes Dunn. 3rd strikeout for Santana. 2nd out here in the 5th.
Well, it looked like a strike, but Hank Conger got up quick there and he sold it. He knew that was right in the exactly where he wanted that pitch thrown.
You almost don't want to be that quick, though.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you give the umpire a good opportunity to see that pitch. That was definitely located perfectly within the strike zone.
Big Donkey doesn't like it. Paul Konerko takes a little bit high. Konerko 1 for 2 with a base hit in the 3rd inning. Irvin 6 hits allowed so far. Breaking ball is in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Irvin's 1 win this year came back on the 29th in St. Petersburg against the Rays. This one's fouled back. 1-2.
A pretty good swing at that fastball. Now this is a time where you have to stay on top of that slider and snap it. You have a great position right now because that plane of that fastball is in the outside corner, and you snap that one, start on that same exact spot, but then have it break off the corner.
Ramirez read the one-out base hit, taking a pretty good lead over at first base, but hasn't once shown that he was going to break towards second. One, two, just missed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Angels with their series win over Cleveland now. 8-8 here at the Big A, but down 3-0. 2-2 is inside. And a full count will start the runner at first base. A lot different approach by Ervin Santana tonight than that of the last time around against the Boston Red Sox.
Boy, as if he could almost tell the Red Sox hitters what he was throwing. He had that kind of aggressive nature. The stuff has been good tonight too, but this get underneath a couple sliders.
Ramirez goes. The 3-2 is down low, and he walked him. Not only that, pitch count starting to creep up there. 72. Trying to keep it a 3-0 deficit. Edwin Jackson throwing the ball well for Chicago. Most batters he's faced in an inning has been 4. He did that in the second and fourth innings. Carlos Quentin at the plate, 1 for 2. Popped out to Amarista, who was playing second base at that time in the second inning. Then had the RBI double with 2 strikes.
And all of a sudden, Irvin's lost that release point, especially when he was ahead of Paul Konerko. Had a chance to finish him off. He set him up really good with the fastball away, but then went away with fastball and then fastball back in before throwing a slider, getting it underneath that pitch.
Breaking ball hammered into the corner left. That'll score Ramirez. Konerko doesn't run that well. He will be stopped at third base. It is 4-0 Chicago. Second double of the game. Another hanging breaking ball. Quentin picks up his second RBI.
All the damage done when there's been 2 outs and a chance to finish off an inning. When that ball had backup spin to it, similar to what we saw Edwin Jackson throw a couple last inning, but this time Quinn does not miss many mistakes made by a pitcher. Super quick bat. You can get him out when you can expand the strike zone, but if you make a mistake in the zone, he's going to hit it hard.
15 doubles for Carlos Quentin now as that fastball is inside. He's the American League leader in that category. Przinsky 1 for 2, had a base hit and scored a run in the second, popped out to end the third. Went around on that pitch. The count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. The White Sox have hit better out on the road than they have at home this year, much like the Angels. White Sox a .253 hitting team away from U.S. Cellular, .230 at home. That's 7 hits tonight. Przinsky takes outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Well, there's not much you can do if you're a pitching coach. You're looking, you have a game plan set before the game as far as the stuff, and you could tell that Irvin had good stuff warming up in the bullpen because he took it out there in the first inning. Again, all of a sudden you start to waver when your confidence goes away. You're less likely to challenge hitters. You start hitting in corners. Now going away, he's been really working ahead of the hitters. Prior to this last 3 batters, he had 18 of the 21 guys he faced so far in the game first pitch strike. The last 3 though out of the strike zone.
And now with a 2 ball 2 strike count, Santana Conger unable to kind of agree as to what pitch should be thrown here.
Boy, you just got to keep it close. Give the offense an opportunity to get back in the game because the bullpen of the White Sox has certainly been a struggle for him. ERA End of the bullpen, what, over 5.
Goes with the high fastball. It's a full count. Got Alex Rios on deck. 5.08 for Chicago relievers this year. Three-2. He lays off the breaking ball. The bases are loaded. We've just been told that Vernon Wells left the game due to a right groin strain. Kind of what we guessed.
You can just tell the torque he had on that swing. That's what happened to him.
This is how Vernon got hurt, ending the bottom of the 4th inning on that swing right there. Couldn't even get out of the batter's box.
Well, you can see right away, couldn't even put any weight on his leg, too.
Trevor Bell beginning to loosen. Alex Rios takes down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Rios 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded out. Paul Konerko's over at third. Quinton at second. Pierzynski at first. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts for Ervin Santana. One and one.
You talk about a big batter in the course of a game right here for Ervin Santana. They want to keep the game close.
Boy, he went around on the breaking pitch. When he's had a good slider, you've seen some really bad hacks by the White Sox. It's just the inconsistency with that pitch so far has been the problem for Ervin.
Yeah, you try to do something different. You try to, you hear that terminology, repeat your mechanics. Repeat your mechanics right here. If you're Ervin Santana, you have that type of swing on a slider, you got to go right back with that same pitch.
Got him with a high fastball. Down goes Rios. The White Sox do get a run, but they leave them loaded. We hit the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 Chicago. Nothing. Hank Conger to lead things off here against Edwin Jackson, who's got 3 strikeouts. He's limited the Angels to 3 hits. Hank swings and misses on that first pitch slider, and Jackson's got the slider working so far in this one. Hank hit that fly ball to center field that ended up turning into a double play with Callaspo trying to take third and then changing his mind halfway as that pitch is outside. That was the one opportunity the Angels really had with back-to-back hits to start the 2nd inning. Conger hits that double play. And Trumbo grounded out. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halo's 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's a pretty sharp slider. He's getting better command of that pitch. Again, when he gets on a roll, Edwin Jackson's very difficult to hit. I remember a game against the Tigers when the Angels played in there in Detroit. He struck out all 3 in the 9th.
Hank pops it up. Ramirez going out. Pierre coming in. Ramirez still backpedaling. He'll make the catch for round number 1.
The laughs are bigger all this May on My 13. My name is Earl, the King of Queens. How I Met Your Mother and Seinfeld all get mega sized. For My 13's Mega May of Comedy. Check it out. Are you ready to check it out?
That right there was comedy by itself.
I do what I do.
Trumbo takes a fastball for a strike. And why'd you rip the paper when you're done?
Oh, I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to watch all those shows.
It's like you just spiked the football.
Oh, yeah.
Got the read done, ripped the paper.
Yeah.
Trumbo swings and misses. It's 0-2. Mark grounded out in the 2nd inning, so he's 0 for 1. Real sky went out to right center field. Rios comes in. 2 outs. Not a dominating performance thus far by Edwin Jackson, but he's been around a plate enough to where he has been ahead and been able to make the pitches he's wanted to make.
6 fly ball outs. None of them have been hit hard too. So just getting underneath, some of them being sliders that had flattened out for him, but the fastball has been pretty good for him. 94, 95 with it.
Amarista takes a strike. 2 hard hit balls, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, by the Angels. Amarista had that fly ball to straightaway center field, and then the Callaspo base hit leading off the 2nd. 2 that have been really squared up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, getting back to his game when he was with the Tigers against the Angels in Comerico Park in the 9th inning, was a day game, and he'd been throwing the ball very well. He struck out the side, and each one was about 97 to 98. So he's a guy that can get on a roll. Very dangerous when he gets that slider working like that.
He's ahead of the count here of 1-2.
He'll throw a slider once again.
Bounces this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Might have overthrew that one.
Just a little bit. Anything for effect.
That ball might have hit the grass before it hit the dirt area.
Jackson's been with the Dodgers, the Rays, the Tigers, the Diamondbacks, and now the White Sox.
It's hard to believe with this type of arm, and pretty much you can pencil in for double figures and wins.
Amarista goes down looking. Terrific slider that locks him up. 4th strikeout of the game for Edwin Jackson. We're through 5. White Sox still lead at 4-0. Technology you've never seen before. Powerful, more efficient engines. It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that. Feel smarter at Lincoln.com. And by Time Warner Cable. Switch to digital TV with HD for as low as $33.33 a month. Call 1-855-TWC-HD-TV. White Sox on top, 4-0. Gordon Beckham takes a strike from Ervin Santana. 8-9-1. Do it for the Sox. Beckham, Morel, and Pierre. This one is fouled off to the right, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Beckham 1 for 2. A 2-run home run in the second. A strikeout victim in the fourth. 1 of 4 punch-outs for Ervin, but he's walked 3 and scattered about 7 hits. 8-0-2 counts for Ervin Santana. Beckham fouls it off.
That is odd. Be ahead of the count that often. 0-2. And not have up a bunch of zeros.
Right. Fastball just missed inside. He locked him up, but missed inside. Brian Gorman calling it a ball. 1-2.
I guess you can go that Liriano effect. Go effectively wild to throw a no-hitter. Would he walk 6?
Yep.
Struck out only 2.
1-2. Rolled foul on the third base side. And people were giving Francisco Liriano grief for the 6 walks.
Hey, no-hitter's a no-hitter.
Absolutely.
Those people that say that aren't on the mound.
Have never been on a mound.
Yes. You know how difficult it is to throw a no-hitter? Trust me, I take 1 inning without a hit allowed. Let alone 9.
It's those small moral victories that keep you going. This one fouled off the ankle there. Beckham not very happy there.
Wasn't there some statistical thing about that no-hitter that was, and not an impressive or not a difficult no-hitter? I mean, somebody came up with that type of terminology for his no-hit bid. I mean, a no-hitter is a no-hitter. You have to have very good stuff. You have to locate well, and your defense has to be outstanding behind you.
Fouled off to the right. Well, there's somebody somewhere sitting in a basement writing a blog or coming up with a diatribe about some sort of statistic or how difficult it is to do something or how easy it is. It is what it is. It's kind of the age we live in. Some pitches down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But it is a no-hitter nonetheless.
Very impressive.
2-2. Got him looking down. Goes Beckham, and there is out number 1. It's funny you were talking about you wanting to get through an inning with no hits. You caught up with the skipper, Mike Scioscia, before the game, and you asked him this question.
How many wins would you have now if I was a member of your staff?
Well, if you got 30 starts a year, it probably would have been 30 fewer. But no, Gooby, you could. Well, was that a broke down Gooby or Gooby healthy? Healthy one. Healthy Gooby. Oh, you would have been welcome. Believe me. The broke down Gooby, I don't know.
Frank, I appreciate it.
All right.
30 fewer. Let's see, 30 starts. You're thinking he's getting ready to pump you up, and then swift kick in the groin. 30 fewer.
Well, then you have to wait a little bit longer to get his 1,000th victory.
1 pitch is down low.
Well, I felt really good about myself at that point. I was looking for some kind of hole to crawl into. But it was a good Gooby and a broke one.
1-1 is looped in the air toward Trumbo, and foul ground makes the catch. 2 outs. The broke down Gooby's the one I hang out with out on the road every road trip.
Of course you do.
So 2 outs, bases clear for Juan Pierre.
See, that's why I was always happy to go 1 inning without giving up a hit.
Pierre 0 for 3. Bounces this one foul, wide of the bag at first. Pierre, 1 ground ball out, 2 fly ball outs, totaling the 0 for 3. Missed inside. 1 ball.
You doing all right over there?
I just love the seriousness in which he looked right into your eyes and said, 30 starts? 30 fewer.
Yeah, but he still said, yep, I would have been 30 fewer. Still shaking his head.
Two balls, two strikes now. Irvin trying to get through this sixth inning with a 1-2-3 frame. Pierre hits one in the air towards shallow left. Ibar going out. Amarista coming in. Amarista makes the catch, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. We're into the bottom of the sixth inning here at the Big A. It is still 4-0 Chicago. Jackson, who's retired the last 6 in a row since giving up the leadoff single to Bobby Abreu in the fourth. 3 hits allowed by Jackson. 4 strikeouts, no walks. The Angels have 9-1-2. Borges, Ibar, and Abreu here against the 27-year-old right-hander. Picked up last year from the Arizona Diamondbacks in exchange basically for Daniel Hudson. David Holmberg, a couple of pitches. The pitch is outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. He combined last year to go 10-12 with a 4.47 ERA between Chicago and Arizona. He's done a terrific job thus far here. As Borges pops it foul, this one will reach the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike.
What's in there talk the reason why Kenny Williams got originally with Jackson in that deal was to maybe move him at some point for Adam Dunn in the Washington Nationals, but he ended up, obviously, they ended up signing him anyhow as a free agent, but there was talk about that, and that deal fell through.
Breaking ball backed up, but it caught the inside corner, 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The Dodgers sent him to Tampa Bay along with Chuck Tiffany for Danny Baez, Lance Carter, a player to be named later. 2-2 in the dirt, full count. Tampa Bay sent him to Detroit for outfielder Matt Joyce. The Tigers sent him to Arizona. That was a 3-team deal between the Diamondbacks, Yankees, and the Tigers. That included Austin Jackson, Daniel Schlereth, Max Scherzer, Phil Koch, part of the Curtis Granderson deal. Turned out to be a pretty good deal for the Tigers. 3-2, called strike 3. Borges flipped the bat, thought that pitch was a little bit high. And there's out number 1.
Well, pretty close, though. If it did, it got the top of the strike zone. And it's that backup breaking ball. Not only might have been high, it might have been inside.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Jackson. He's now has racked up 5. Here's Eric Aybar, 0 for 2, a fly ball to left in the first inning, of strikeout victim in the third. That's the most strikeouts in a game that Jackson has had since he struck out 13 against the Tampa Bay Rays in his second start of the year back on April the 7th. It's 2 balls, no strikes on Aybar. Fastball is in there, 2-1. Jackson's been one of those guys this year in which he's been very good through the first 3 innings. The middle 3 have been sketchy for him. The 2-1 is hit sharply past Ramirez up the alley in left center field. Aybar is going to turn and hold at first with a 1-out single.
It's a good idea when you're down by 4 runs. You don't want to press the issue. You need base runners. If it's a tie ball game or down by 1, he might have thought about it out of the batter's box, try to extend that in, go for 2. But Rios with that good arm did a nice job of cutting that baseball off. But the approach by Aybar once again, keeping his hands back, punching that through the other way, squaring up the baseball very good on a pitch that was up.
Brings up Bobby, who's 1 for 2. Ground out in the first, a base hit in the fourth. With Jackson to work from the stretch for the first time since that 4th inning. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Aybar, the team leader in stolen bases for the Angels with 8. The Angels now with 26 on the year. They came in for tonight's action, 6th in the American League in that category. Not a very big lead for Eric at first. Aybar takes off. The pitch is high. The third out for Pierzynski. 1 hopper, and it's a stolen base. His 9th of the year. Aybar didn't have a very good jump either. Kind of took a little bit to get it going. And Pierzynski has struggled to throw out would-be base stealers, and the Angels have a man in scoring position.
Boy, you know, the one time early in the game when Pierzynski made a good throw, this time it took longer to transfer the glove to the throwing arm, and with that slight hesitation, low throw, and Aybar was able to get his hand in on the bag and slide in successfully for a stolen base. 9 stolen base. Successful every single attempt.
Abreu with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The breaking ball is outside, 2-1. Edwin has thrown 79 pitches here. A couple of the White Sox guys in the bullpen just kind of up and starting to stretch a little bit. Bobby fouls it back. Two. Down low. Goes with the breaking ball there. Bobby's tracked it pretty well the last 2 plate appearances.
Yeah, the last time, same type of pitch. Down, took it, then he got a fastball up and hit it into left center field just past Ramirez at shortstop.
He walks the walk. That's the first issued by Jackson to go with the 5 punch-outs.
And here's your chance right now. Get right back in the game. Torrey Hunter over 2 so far, but coming in this game, 3 career home runs against Jackson. And when you just start to doubt yourself, you make that first pitch, make a mistake, and all of a sudden a guy who's had success against you makes you pay for it.
26th walk of the year for Bobby Abreu. 4th in the American League. Jose Bautista with 31. Miguel Cabrera with 28. So Ibar at second, Abreu at first. Here's Torre. No balls and a strike. Torre 0 for 2. Fly ball to right. More of a line drive to right field the first inning. A strikeout victim in the 4th. Overthrew that slider. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Huge alley in left center field for the White Sox. Rios, the center fielder, playing Torre the opposite way, shading him toward right center. This one's grounded to short. Ramirez to Beckham. Relay to Konerko. That'll end the inning. Second double play turned by the White Sox. And we're through 6 here at the Big A. White Sox still on top 4-0. White Sox still lead at 4-0. They got 2 runs in the 2nd, solo runs in the 3rd and 5th. And here in the 7th, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Ramirez, Dunn, and Konerko. Irvin Santana back out there. 102 pitches thrown so far. 70 for strikes as Ramirez hammers one down the left field line. This one's got a chance. Amarista giving chase. Runs out of room because it's gone. Solo home run for Alexi Ramirez, his 4th of the year. Make it 5-0 Chicago. Mike Scioscia is coming out. Going to be a pitching change here. Irvin Santana, 1 pitch and done here in the 7th. Not his best outing of the year. Getting up 5 runs here on 8 hits and 2 home runs allowed. Trevor Bell is coming on in relief. We've got a pitching change. Chicago's on top. done after 6+. And really, it's just you got to hit a lot of hitters, just didn't have that proper slider.
Well, at times when he got on top, you can see them both, Ervin Santana and Edwin Jackson, both have very sharp sliders when they get on top. And the big thing you see there, they get on top with the wrist. If you're on top of that pitch, you can snap it, and you're going to have that sharp break. When you see both those pitches today during the course of the game, particularly that pitch even to Ramirez where he got underneath Ervin, it flattens out that breaking ball and becomes that much more hittable. It's almost like a BP fastball that they can read and track very well when it's a backup slider that you get underneath with.
Trevor Bell pitching this third game. Did a terrific job in Boston in that 13-inning affairs. This one's hit well at deep left center field. Maurice is going to go play this one off the wall. Misplays it, but Dunn's not going to go anywhere. And it's a double for Adam Dunn. His second hit of the game, 5th double of the year.
One thing about this White Sox club, Victor, when they get on a roll and you make some mistakes, they're going to make you pay for it. If you make quality pitches, yes, you can get them out. But if you make mistakes, a lot of strong, powerful hitters, they're going to hit the ball hard against you.
It'll bring up Paul Konerko. And as I was saying, the nice job that Trevor did in Boston in that 13-inning game, picking up the W. Ervin Santana, 6 innings plus 1 batter, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. 5 runs all earned on 8 hits, 2 home runs. Beckham and Ramirez. Breaking ball down and away. It is 1 ball, no strikes on Paul Konerko. 1 for 2 game with a base hit in the 3rd. The outing that Jackson has had looks like he might actually be done. Jeff Gray is loosening.
Be surprised if he's done.
85 pitches thrown so far by Edwin Jackson. The 2 by Bell to Konerko have missed, so he falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. Three straight sliders to Paul Konerko. 3 balls and no strikes. Carlos Quentin on deck. Ramirez with that solo home run to start the 7th. Dunn followed it with a double. He stands at second base. And it's a 4-pitch walk. It's 2 on and nobody out here for Quentin. And the Halos conclude their homestand against the White Sox on Wednesday. It's a 7:05 start on Wednesday, and all fans receive a retro 1961 replica hat. Purchase your tickets today by visiting the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on to angels.com. Here's Quentin, 2 for 3, couple of doubles. 2 runs batted in. It's ball 1.
This means you need that nice little ground ball in the middle infielder to be able to turn 2.
The White Sox have turned 2 double plays. The unconventional one back in the 2nd, then the traditional one in the 6th. As Quentin takes a strike, and it's 1-1. That's the 12th double play that Torrey Hunter has rolled into this year. That leads all major league players. Albert Pujols is grounded into 11. Quentin hits one out to straightaway center field. Hit pretty well. Borges gets turned around a little bit at the wall. Reach up, can't get it. 3-run home run for Quentin. It is 8-0 Sox.
Well, Quentin's had some kind of game so far. 2 doubles and now a home run.
All 4 guys have reached here in the 7th inning. Still nobody out.
And that looked like another breaking pitch, and it was. A thigh high, a lot of the plate. Again, he's a guy that will swing at pitches out of the strike zone, but if it's a breaking pitch in the strike zone, he certainly makes a good pass at it.
5 RBI game for Carlos Quentin. 24 runs batted in now in the year. That was his 8th home run. Chopper towards second. Howie's got it. 1 out.
With a breaking ball. Spinning up there for Quentin. Boy, you're talking about getting a good part of the bat and squaring up a baseball to hit that ball to dead center field. Again, we talked about a slider that's not located well. Boy, that's the ball that travels the furthest. A hanging slider.
No balls, 2 strikes on Rios, who's 0 for 3. He's popped out, grounded out, and struck out. Rios lifting this one to the alley in right center field. Borges giving chase, and he'll slide and make a terrific defensive play to rob Rios of extra bases. That is out number 2.
Boy, covering a ton of ground, Peter Borges. And he's playing over there in left center field, coming sliding with the warning track right there. Never looked away from the baseball. See, those eyes never went off the baseball, just got right in the glove and slid and made a great play. Well, he had to go so far on that one. Rios, a right-handed batter, they're playing him the pull, and that ball is in right center field.
Ball tailing away from Peter as well. Mike Butcher, quick visit to the mound.
Boy, just a great read, sliding play, looking at right into his glove. In the distance he had to go to be able to make that play is pretty impressive.
One ball, 1 strike here on Beckham. 1 for 3 game. 2-run home run in the second. Couple of strikeouts since then. A 4-run 7th inning. 8-0 Chicago. Beckham shoots one into the right field corner. Torrey's not going to get this one. It'll go for extra bases. Beckham heading to second, looking back as if he's going to try to third. No, he'll stop there. So double for Beckham is 7th of the year. He's in scoring position now for Brent Morel, the 11th hit for the White Sox.
Is that the 7th extra base hit?
Yep. It's the 4th here in this inning.
Well, Greg
7
Walker
overall.
had said before the game, their hitting coach for the White Sox, is starting to get better approach to the plate. They certainly have done that so far, taking advantage of any pitch that's made as a mistake.
White Sox having won the last 2 against Seattle Mariners. Morel takes up and in. It's the most runs the White Sox have scored since April the 21st. That's when they beat the Tampa Bay Rays 9-2. Their high water mark of the year was 15 runs they scored. That was opening day against Cleveland, a 15-10 game.
Well, weren't they up by a bunch in that game? And
yeah,
Cleveland made a good comeback against them.
Sure did. Strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Morel takes high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's 0 for 3 in this one. He's popped out twice and grounded out once. 2-2. Morel lifts one into the air to right. Torres there. He'll make the catch. That'll end the inning. But the White Sox score 4 more runs. 1 off Irvin, 3 off Trevor Bell. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big 8. 8-0 Chicago. To nothing. This game now in the bottom of the 7th inning. You know, some folks haven't shed their winter coat yet.
It's been cold in Chicago.
It has been cold in Chicago. Even people in Chicago have been saying it's been cold in Chicago. Roberto Callaspo takes ball 1 outside. Edwin Jackson still in the game. Callaspo, Kendrick, and Conger. Remember, Vernon Wells removed from the ball game after his 4th inning at bat when he grounded out with a strained right groin.
Well, you just hope it with treatment he'll be back in there as soon as possible.
Callaspo lifting one down the line. Pierre giving chase. He'll make the catch. And Alberto is the first down here in the 7th. Brings up Howie for his first plate appearance. Kendrick had to come into the game and play second with Amarista being shifted out to left. On the year, 322. 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Francisco Rodriguez to get some work in. Howie the hole, the no balls, 2 strikes. Bouncer up the line, foul. No AK, the HK 47. In the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Howie rolling one over to second. Beckham has it. 2 outs.
You can just sense the game progressed for Edwin Jackson. He's getting more and more relaxed. Got that significant lead. Challenge more hitters. Slider was sharper. All of a sudden you look up, only 1 walk here into the 7th inning with 2 outs. 0 runs allowed.
A well-worked walk, too, by Bobby Abreu in the 6th inning. Hank Conger takes low. Good pitching matchup tomorrow. John Danks, a left-hander, going for Chicago. Yoel Pinheiro getting the start for the Angels.
Yeah, Danks with that good cut fastball, very good changeup, great move to first base. Both pitchers. Pinheiro a solid move to first, so it's going to be difficult. You're going to have to bunch some hits together to be able to score some runs. Both are strike throwers.
2-1 pitch. Hank hits from the air down the left field line, not very deep. Going out is Morel, and that is a fair ball. Conger thought about going to second. Stays at first.
Well, that's one of those plays too for Hank Conger. As that ball fell in there, you're going to think in line, especially Juan Pierre, who tracked that ball well enough, but he's not going to be the guy that's going to have to take a chance to throw you out. But the reality is, when you're down by 8, you end up going station to station to get back in the game. You got a bunch of hits together, I guess.
Hank now 1 for 3 in the game. Here's Mark Trumbo. Breaking ball in for a strike. Trumbo's grounded out to third, hit a fly ball to center field. Limited action around Major League Baseball today. 4 games only in the American League. The other 3 are finals. Tigers beat the Toronto Blue Jays 10-5. Boston extra innings against the Twins 2-1.
Boy, the Twins continue to struggle.
Oakland beat Texas 7-2. Pretty good pitching matchup in Texas too. Trumbo swinging and miss. It's Cahill against C.J. Wilson.
Cahill's been thrown very well.
Yep. Both Texas and Oakland were tied 2 games back of the Angels at the start of the day. One, 2, grounded toward the middle. Ramirez deep to his left, the spin move. He's got a terrific arm, and he guns down Trumbo for the 3rd out. No runs ahead, 1 left on, 7 in the books. 8-0 Chicago. For doubles, Quinton with a home run and 2 doubles himself. The Angels 5 hits, all singles. Vernon Wells left the game with a strained right groin in the 4th inning. Mark Trumbo's the new right fielder. Torrey Hunter's now out of the game. Bobby Wilson sees action over at first. And Francisco Rodriguez is the new man on the bump.
thing with Francisco, we've said it a number of times, when he has the confidence to throw that fastball and trust movement, sets up all his other secondary pitches to be very effective. We're going to see some different formations in the outfield here, with depending on how long Vernon's going to be out, whether it's a day or two or a little bit longer. You'll see some guys getting that opportunity like Mark Trumbo or Amaris to be able to play the outfield positions.
Pierre Ramirez and Dunn here, the scheduled guys for Ozzie. No balls, 2 strikes. Chris Sale loosening. The Angels, with those 3 home runs allowed tonight, they've allowed a total of 3 in the previous 7 home games. Bouncing that pitch, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Piero for 4. A couple of fly balls left, 1 to center, and a ground ball to second. Fastball is in tight. He went around. Brian Gorman rings him up. There's out number 1. I gave you the American League scores in the bottom of the 7th inning. Might as well give you some National League scores, right?
It's very nice of you.
Well, that's what we do here. We're all about sharing information. Dodgers got beat by the Pirates 4-1 in Pittsburgh.
Hey, Pittsburgh's 500 or over 500 right now.
Pittsburgh Pirates playing sneaky baseball. National League Central, as Francisco delivers a breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, the Pirates now with that victory 18-17 on the year. They were 2.5 back at the start of the day. St. Louis leading the Central. St. Louis was idle, so they pick up a half game. Phillies won again, 6-4, beat the Marlins. So the Fish now 3 back in the East. Cincinnati beat Houston 6-1 as Ramirez rolls it foul.
What the interesting thing about Pittsburgh, with the win yesterday, they get to 500. That's the latest they've been at 500 in 6 years. So they're starting to put it together. I mean, they've had some high draft picks for a long, long time. At some point, you would think they would start playing better baseball, get back to where they were there in the 60s and 70s.
Lazy fly ball to left. Amarista comes charging in and make the catch, and there's out number 2. Well, that's the funny thing is people say that about the Tampa Bay Rays. Well, they play such bad baseball to start their existence that you're bound to hit. I mean, you have the number 1 overall pick, or at least in the top 3 for how many years in a row. You're going to hit at some point. It doesn't take brain surgery to be in the top 3 almost every single year and get guys that are going to contribute at the major league level.
Yeah, you would hope so, especially when they've been drafting some power arms over the years, and of course then guys that can do some damage on the base pass too.
Ibar retires. Down a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 8-0 Chicago. The pitching matchups over the next couple of days. Mentioned the Danks-Pinheiro matchup tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Jake Peavy making his 2011 debut. Remember last year, the Angels were in Chicago when he went down for the count, had to have surgery. Making his debut on Wednesday against Tyler Chatwood.
Well, there was talk about in spring training he'd be ready for the start of the season, but he was still way ahead of schedule. They thought maybe, just maybe, he'd be back by the All-Star break, Peavy, but he's been throwing the ball well of late. Had some setbacks during the course of this comeback, but a guy that full max nasty slider that he has, a power sinking fastball.
Brett Lillibridge is the new right fielder, taking over for Carlos Quentin. And Chris Sale is the new pitcher, the left-hander. Carlos Quentin ends the day going 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a home run. Chris Sale, 11 games, a 2-0 record, a 7.15 ERA. He will strike out some hitters. This is the guy that the White Sox envisioned at some point being a fairly reliable closer. He's got that good of stuff from the left side. That reminds me of a left-handed Mike McDougal.
Very skinny, tall. I mean, he can rush his fastball 93 to 99 and a slider and a changeup.
Amarista takes down lows, 2 balls, no strikes.
Again, just to try to find a consistent release point for him. That's been his issue. When you have that type of stuff on the left side and you have an ERA that high, it means you're not hitting your spots.
Almost hits Amarista in the ribs. He's fallen behind here. 3 balls, no strikes. 15 hits allowed in 11 1/3 innings. Hitters touching him to a 306 average. 3-1. Amarista 0 for 2 with a fly ball to center to strikeout. A full count.
Pretty good test for Amarista here against this hard-throwing lefty, especially throwing across his body, difficult to pick up.
Fouls that one back.
Pretty good hack at that pitch.
96 miles an hour. Sale, a former first-round pick, 13th overall in last year's draft in Lakeland, Florida. Gets jammed here, lifts a lazy fly ball to left. Pierre is there. There's the first out to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Hey folks, the Angels team store now has 50th anniversary collector pins available. With any purchase of over $61, you will receive a free pin. Collect all 8 and receive a limited edition 9th pin for free. Team store locations are open 7 days a week and during all Angels home games. Stop by today while supplies last. Borges takes a fastball in for a strike. He's 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. It's quickly 0-2. Sale went to Florida Gulf Coast University. He was drafted by the Rockies out of high school in 2007, didn't sign. Becoming a #1 pick for Chicago instead last year. And he got to the big leagues last year, pitching 21 games, a 1.93 ERA. Taking over for Edwin Jackson at a terrific outing tonight for Chicago. 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs on 5 singles. Jackson looking for his 3rd win.
Yeah, we mentioned that at the start of the game. He's got great stuff. If you can put pressure on him, get him out of his comfort zone, he could be successful. But if he gets on a roll, very difficult to hit. Jackson threw 101 pitches in that 7-inning stint.
Reset and do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes. White Sox with 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 4 in the seventh. Borges works the 1-out walk. So he's on board, brings up Erick Aybar. Aybar 1 for 3. He had a single and a stolen base in the 6th inning. Oh, 2 count now on Aybar. Bobby Abreu's night appears to have come to an end, depending on what happens here. Mathis has come out to the on-deck circle. Bobby 1 for 2 tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. Aybar strikes out, swinging 2 outs. So Jeff Mathis to pinch hit here for Bobby Abreu. Hitting 200 on the year with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Francisco Rodriguez will be coming back out in the 9th inning. Herman Santana 6 innings plus 1 batter. Trevor Bell 1 inning. And Rodriguez has worked a 1-2-3/8. Mathis breaks his bat, grounds one to Beckham. That'll end the 8th inning. We head to the 9th. Chicago on top 8-0. Today to see every Angels game live or on demand on your computer, as well as your favorite devices. MLB.TV Premium lets you enjoy HD quality home and away coverage, multi-game view, and the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV Baseball everywhere. Paul Konerko steps in to lead off against Francisco Rodriguez. It'll be Konerko, Lillibridge, and Przinsky against Francisco. Picked up a strikeout, a fly ball out, and a ground out in the 8th inning. Francisco falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. 8 runs, 11 hits, 7 left on for Chicago. 0-5 and 0-5 for the Angels. 5 hits, 5 left on. Little number up the line, and that is going to go foul. It's 2 balls and a strike.
When Konerko first came up, he was a guy, especially if you were a right-handed pitcher, he would chase a lot of breaking balls out into the strike zone and then be susceptible to high fastballs. All of a sudden, you see a guy with this great balance at the plate, doesn't swing a lot of bad pitches, hits the ball hard on a consistent basis, will work the walks now.
It's pretty good numbers right there. The average of 34 home runs, 97 runs batted in over the last 7 years. Hits one out toward left. Amarista back a little bit. 1 out. Konerko, former first-round pick of the Dodgers back in the day.
And the reason why they let him go is because they thought he was inconsistent at the plate. I'll tell you what, you look at a guy who saw those numbers the last 7 seasons, and he seems to be getting better as he progresses in his career.
Yep. Brent Lillibridge for his first plate appearance came on as a defensive replacement in the 8th for Carlos Quentin. Lillibridge hitting .290 in 20 games, 3 home runs, 4 runs batted in. Swings the first pitch here, lifts a fly ball into right field. Albert Kendrick is there, 2 outs. So 5 up and 5 down for Francisco Rodriguez, and here comes the catcher, A.J. Przinsky.
Number 12, catcher, A.J. Przinsky.
A.J. in this one, singled back in the 2nd. Strike. 1 for 3 game, including a walk.
Always a fan favorite here.
Hugely popular. 0-1 pitch. Pitch down low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. This one pulled foul. Didn't miss by much. And it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Count stays at 1 and 2.
Boy, Francisco popping that fastball in the 96 on that one.
Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the 9th, the Angels have Wilson, Callaspo, and Kendrick. This one over to Bobby Wilson. Down on the knee, takes it himself. Francisco Rodriguez. 6 up, 6 down in his 2 innings of relief. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Angels trailing at 8-0. Down 8-0. Will face a new pitcher on the mound. It is Will Omen, the left-hander, coming on in place of Chris Sale.
13 games. His 14th game today. Fastball 88-91. There's a run that'll sink on that fastball. Also will throw a slider, which will be his big strikeout pitch when he gets ahead of the count.
They'll face Bobby Wilson here to lead off the bottom of the 9th. Omen on the year, no record of 745 ERA, pitching in his 14th game. Bobby Wilson playing in his 7th game. He's 1 for 9 this year. No extra base hits, no runs batted in. Omen's first pitch, and it's down and away. Edwin Jackson would stand to pick up the victory, his 3rd on the year. Ervin Santana would take the loss. It would be his 4th. So this score holds.
Well, Bobby Wilson is 9 at bats. Well, you can see him extra batting practice as much as possible. He had a good round at BP today watching him hit the ball. He's trying to stay as fresh as possible. It's very difficult to do so, though.
Head of the count here, 3 balls, no strikes. Omen delivers a strike, 3-1. Yoel Pinheiro, John Danks tomorrow. 7:05. Fox Sports West as Bobby fouls that one back. It's full count. There's a good look at John Danks.
You look up, you see that 1-loss record he has, but a good ERA. Really not getting a lot of run support.
This one's pulled into the left field corner. That's going for extra bases. Bobby with his first extra base hit of the year. It's a double to lead off the night. Got to start somewhere.
Well, this again, just watching his batting practice and the approach that he has to take to stay fresh. He gets that fastball in off the plate quick as far as getting his hands tucked in and driving that ball to left field for a double. Well, as much batting practice as you take in soft toss and hitting off the tee, the reality is that game-type fastball and breaking pitch is so hard to track if you haven't seen enough, but it was a good at-bat there for Bobby Wilson.
There's Alberto Callaspo to hit from the right side. 1 for 3 game for him. First pitch is down low. Chasing that fastball up and away. The count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Gets jammed here. Little floater. That's a. You have to take it over to first base. No catch. Cord to Tony Randazzo. There's out number 1.
Fine play, but Bobby Wilson can't take that chance if it's going to hit the ground or not. It can't be double up. Still in scoring position. At this point, your run doesn't mean a lot. You got to make sure you're not in a situation where you're doubled up on a play like that at first base.
Howie Kendrick, his second at bat of the game. 0 for 1, grounding out to second base. That pitch in the dirt gets by Pierzynski. Wilson stays at second base. Now he's shooting one toward the alley and right center field. Rios got a good jump on him, makes the running catch. That is out number 2. Bobby now heads over to third, but there are 2 outs. Nice catch by Rios.
Number 16, catcher,
And Hank Conger steps in from the right side now. 1 for 3. He had a base hit back in the 7th. The Angels with a loss tonight would fall to 20-16. They would have a 1-game lead over Oakland. Texas would remain 2 back.
It's going to be a great race. You can almost count on it with all 3 teams. Even Seattle's played well, but eventually you would think with their lack of offense, they're going to have a tough time staying involved in the race.
This one popped up to right. Littlebridge comes in. That'll end the game. White Sox take game 1 by the final of 8-0.
I think it's one of those games in which, you know, Irvin Santana has chances to finish off some batters, but hung some sliders. This reality of this White Sox club, when they get a chance, they will drive the ball and hit it out of the ballpark, just move forward and get Pinheiro to pitch well tomorrow.
Edwin Jackson picks up the win. He's now 3-4. Irvin Santana takes the loss. He is now 1-4. For Mark Gubicza and our entire crew here, I'm Victor Rojas. We thank you for watching. Stick around as Billy Mack and the crew with Angels Live is coming up next.